Good evening, you're watching Just the News. I'm Faye D'Souza. Let's get straight to our headlines for today. Well, there's some relief for the citizens of Assam and Mizoram. The two chief ministers have decided to dial it down after a whole week of tension between their people and their security personnel. The Assam Chief Minister has tweeted on Monday that he's directed the police to withdraw the FIR against the Rajya Sabha MP from Mizoram who allegedly made, according to them, threatening statements about border violence. The Mizoram Chief Minister, meanwhile, has directed the Mizo police to withdraw FIRs dated the 26th of July against all of the accused people in connection with the border clash. These developments apparently come after Union Home Minister Amit Shah had a telephone discussion with the two chief ministers. After the talks, the Mizoram Chief Minister Sarottam Thanga has tweeted and said, and I quote, "In order to prevent any possible escalation of the situation, I request people of Mizoram to avoid posting sensitive messages on social media and make judicious use of their social media platforms," end quote. Now, 7 people, including 6 policemen, lost their lives in a violent border clash that took place between Mizoram and Assam when the state police of the two respective states allegedly fired at each other in an incident that has never happened before in the history of our country. Mizoram Health Minister R. Laltanga Lia had on Sunday claimed that medical supplies and crucial COVID testing kits were being held up at the border by Assam and not being allowed to cross into the state of Mizoram. Remember, Mizoram is experiencing right now its second wave of COVID, and so these supplies are crucial to it. Assam, however, said that no organization was staging any blockade on the highways in the state. Meanwhile, the Northeastern Space Application Center has been roped in to do a satellite mapping of the border areas to help scientifically demarcate the interstate borders. Hopefully, there will now be peace. An update on Parliament. The monsoon session of Parliament has seen repeated disruptions over the Pegasus issue, forcing both houses to be adjourned several times over. The General Insurance Business Nationalisation Amendment Bill 2021 was passed in Lok Sabha today. Nevertheless, the bill aimed at generating the required resources from the Indian markets so that public sector general insurers can design innovative products. So basically, it is about privatization of the public sector general insurance companies like Oriental Insurance and other insurance companies. It also seeks to remove the requirement that the central government should hold no less than 51% equity of any specified insurer. In the meantime, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has invited leaders of the opposition party to a breakfast meeting tomorrow to chalk out a joint strategy for the Pegasus snooping issue. Some opposition members displayed placards in Lok Sabha on the Pegasus issue today as well. Attacking the Congress that has been protesting in Parliament, demanding a discussion on the Pegasus snooping incident, the Union Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi on Sunday said the party was the James Bond of spying when they were in power. He said it now wants to waste Parliament's time over fake and fabricated issues. In an interview with the PTI, the Minority Affairs Minister said the government is ready to discuss all issues that are related to people and expressed hope that the impasse between the government and the opposition will be broken, allowing Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha to function smoothly. In other news, the Unnao rape survivor has now moved to a Delhi High Court alleging that the security guards who've been assigned to protect her are now harassing her. The personal security officers of the PSOs had been deputed to protect her on directions of the Supreme Court. For those of you who don't remember this case, also out of Uttar Pradesh, in 2017, the minor had accused then BJP MLA Kuldeep Singh Sengar of raping her in his house, for which he was awarded a life-term imprisonment. She was 16 at the time. Her father, who had gone to the police station to complain, was beaten to death. In 2019, the minor, who was against all odds fighting that case for justice, she and her family were traveling in a car that was hit by a speeding truck in Raebareli, killing 2 of her aunts, leaving her and her advocate critically injured. The girl and the family alleged foul play and filed a murder case against Sengar again. However, the CBI has now concluded that there is no evidence regarding criminal conspiracy hatched between Sengar and his associates involved in this particular accident. The lawyers of this victim survivor have now said that her personal security officers are vindictive towards her and her family members and are limiting her movements to an extent where she is not even allowed to meet her lawyers or come to court, and thereby is not able to fully pursue the case at hand. In Jammu and Kashmir, the CID wing of the Jammu and Kashmir Police has ordered that security clearances required for passports and other government services will be denied to those involved in stone pelting incidents. The order was issued on Saturday this weekend. The Senior Superintendent of Police, the CID Special Branch Kashmir, has directed that all field units under it ensure that if there is a person involved in law and order, stone pelting, or some other crime that's considered prejudicial to the security of the state, these crimes need to be specifically looked at during verification with relation to passports, services, or any other government schemes. It says, the order says, if the subject is found involved in such cases, they must be denied security clearance, end quote. Now, Jharkhand's Pathardih police station officer in charge has been suspended for not registering the FIR on time in connection with the death of the judge, the Dhanbad Additional Sessions Judge Uttam Anand. Now, Judge Anand passed away after allegedly being hit and run by an auto rickshaw on Wednesday. Now, the CCTV visuals showed that Judge Anand had gone for his morning walk very early in the morning at about 5 in a deserted road. An auto came from behind, swerved suddenly to the left, aimed for him, ran him over, and then fled. A passerby took the judge to the hospital, but he succumbed to his injuries. The Supreme Court, taking sumo cognizance into Judge Anand's death, said that this gruesome incident had larger ramifications and the court would address the larger questions for security of judges across the country. India has taken over the presidency of the United States Security Council for the month of August. Now, this presidency moves in rotation between countries. Now, India has several important items on its agenda for the world body to work on during this period, especially those focusing on our core interests. This is India's 10th tenure. India's permanent representative to the UN, Ambassador T.S. Tirumurthy, said, and I quote, "During our presidency in August, India will be organizing 3 high-level signature meetings focusing on our priority areas: maritime security, peacekeeping, and counter-terrorism," end quote. Now, Maharashtra has reported its first ever Zika virus in Pune. This is a mosquito-borne virus. A 50-year-old woman in the Bilsar village of the Purandar Tehsil was detected with a mild fever in July. Her sample tested positive for the Zika infection in a test conducted at the National Institute of Virology in Pune on the 30th of July. She was also detected with chikungunya, which is apparently has very similar symptoms. Of the 3 members of the family, the woman had a co-infection of Zika and chikungunya. Her daughter had chikungunya and her son had no infections. According to the Indian Express, the state surveillance officer, Dr. Pradeep Aute, has said that all of them are now stable. Before this, Kerala was the only state to have detected the Zika virus. It had 63 cases of the infection. Zika virus is very similar to dengue fever or yellow fever or the West Nile virus. It's spread mostly by the bite of a specific type of mosquito. This is the same mosquito that's known to transmit infections like dengue and chikungunya. And on to our COVID update. India has reported 40,000 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. That's 6 straight days of reporting more than 40,000 new cases. The spike continues to come from Kerala. Kerala reported more than 20,000 new cases for 5 straight days and has reported 13,984 cases. Now, Sunday always shows a bit of a dip, so we'll keep an eye on Kerala over the next couple of days. Tamil Nadu on Sunday has said that people entering the state of Tamil Nadu from Kerala must carry a negative RT-PCR test starting the 5th of August. Goa has extended its COVID curfew till the 9th of August and hasn't announced any relaxations. The existing COVID restrictions were set to end on the 2nd of August. A quick look at news coming in from the world of business and economy. According to the Centre for Monitoring Indian Economy, India's unemployment rate fell to a 4-month low, this is good news, of 6.95%. It was earlier 9.17%. Now, urban unemployment has fallen from about 14% to 8%. Rural unemployment has fallen from 10% to 6%. Now, this is all very good news. It suggests that as COVID restrictions are being lifted, that people are able to go back to work. Quick look at news coming in from across the world. Cambodia is joining the other countries in announcing booster shots. And this is a cocktail booster shot. So anyone in Cambodia who's received the AstraZeneca vaccine will get a Chinese vaccine, a Sinopharm or Sinovac as a booster. And if they've taken the Chinese vaccine, they'll get the AstraZeneca vaccine as the booster. China, though, in the meantime, is experiencing a surge of the Delta virus, which was first detected in India. According to China's official media reports, at least 8 provinces of China are on high alert because of the Delta virus. Over 1.2 million residents have been placed under strict lockdown for the next 3 days in one of the central cities because of the virus. So they're rolling out massive testing and vaccination campaigns. The heat wave in southern Europe is leading to wildfires across the Mediterranean, including Italy and Greece. 100 wildfires were brought under control in Turkey. According to the latest reports, the death toll is now 8 and more than 800 people have been injured. Temperatures in Turkey and nearby countries of Southeast Europe are expected to climb to 48 degrees Celsius on Monday. Quick update from the world of sports and specifically from the Olympics. It's good news for India. The Indian women's hockey team defeated Australia. Australia's world number 2 defeated Australia 1-0 to enter the semi-finals of the Olympics for the first time ever. Gurjeet Kaur scored a singular goal in the match in the 22nd minute, but the match really belonged to the Indian goalkeeper Savitha, who stood tall and saved 8 penalty corners from Australia. India will face Argentina in the semi-finals. Well, we know that the Indian men, and this is the update from the weekend, the Indian men playing hockey defeated Great Britain 3-1 to enter the semi-finals for the first time in 49 years. They will now face Belgium in their semi-finals. PV Sindhu brings home a bronze medal. She becomes the only Indian woman to win more than one medal in the Olympics in individual games. We wish her very, very good luck and congratulations. Indian sprinter Dutee failed to qualify for the women's 200 semi-finals despite posting her season's best 23.85 seconds in the heats. The 25-year-old finished last in Heat 4 and her Tokyo campaign has now ended. 4-time Olympic gold medalist from the US, Simone Biles, who withdrew from the vault and the uneven bars gymnastics final in the Tokyo Olympics, will compete in the balance beam final on Tuesday. Remember, she had pulled out from those individual and team events because she wanted to focus on her mental health. And one very sweet story that did take place, Qatar's Barshim and Italy's Tamberi shared the men's high jump gold because after several rounds, they were still tied and the officials offered them a jump off. When Qatar's contender asked if they could have 2 golds instead, the officials agreed, much to the delight of his competition. Well, that brings us to the end of this update of the news. Thank you so much for tuning in and for listening. Do remember to leave us your feedback and tell us how you're enjoying this bulletin. We'll be back tomorrow with more news. Thanks for watching.